Hey everybody, welcome back to Summit for this fourth Sunday in Ordinary Time. My name is Mark. Let's get to it. Shakespeare, pretty good writer. I think we can all agree, even if you don't like Shakespeare, even if you tried reading it in school and it just goes over your head, or it's hard to unpack, Shakespeare, most people would agree, is one of the finest writers of all time. You know, he wrote some amazing stuff. He wrote some great stuff. A lot of stuff about love and relationships and broken relationships. And as good as Shakespeare was, as amazing as Romeo is, Romeo and Juliet is great, it's grand, it's great, it's wonderful. As amazing as it is, he can't compare to my favorite writer, St. Paul. This week's reading, second reading, 1 Corinthians, is a reading that mostly is only read, outside of Mass, is only read at wedding Masses. Okay, so if you're not at this Sunday's Mass, you're going to hear the reading, you're most likely only going to hear it when you go to someone else's wedding. And it's the most famous treatise on love ever written. Love is patient, love is kind. It's beautiful. And I can't do justice to it just recounting it. So I want you to go into your own Bible, open up to 1 Corinthians, okay? Go past John, go past Acts, go past Romans, 1 Corinthians, boom, there it is. Chapter 13. Read it with your own eyes, in your own Bible, on your own page, because it'll mean more than if I just recite it. And it will mean more than when the lector got up or gets up on Sunday and recites it. Because as beautiful as it is when someone else proclaims it, there's something different when we read it with our own eyes. We interiorize it differently. Why do I mention this? Because what St. Paul is writing about love is something that our entire world needs to understand. But it has to begin with you and it has to begin with me if we're going to call ourselves Christians. Because what does love demand? Love demands everything. Love demands all of yourself. Love demands sacrifice. Love demands surrender. Love demands abandon. Love demands selflessness. Love is always other-centered. It's always about the other. Where we go wrong and where we sin is when we choose ourselves. Okay? Sin is choosing ourselves over God, over God's perfect plan, over God's love. We look in at ourselves rather than out at others. This is the problem with sin. And this is why Christ came. Because Christ is love. God is love. And Christ came to show us what love requires. And what does love require? Sacrifice. Look at the crucifix. Look at the cross. If, when you say that you love something or someone, it does not have a facet of sacrifice, it ain't love. You can say, hey, Mom, Dad, I love you. But if you don't actually follow up with some sacrifice, I'm going to take out the trash, I'm going to do the dishes, I'm going to clean my room, I'm going to clean my car, I'm going to be respectful, I'm going to help my siblings, I'm going to take my grades seriously, I'm going to work harder. If there isn't some kind of sacrifice, it's just words. It's really easy to say, I love you. It's really hard to live it. You can walk through your day, your week, I love this, I love that. You can look at a boyfriend, a girlfriend, a parent, a sibling, I love you. But if it isn't followed up with some kind of sacrifice, some kind of surrender, if it doesn't hurt a little bit, it ain't love. You can like something. You can appreciate something. But to truly love something means you're going to put yourself on the line. You're going to put yourself out. That doesn't mean someone else takes advantage of you, not like that. But when you look at Christ, you see that, you know what? He loved in such a way that it hurt. Look at the cross. In fact, look at this week's gospel. He loves enough to speak truth, a hard truth in the gospel. They get so mad at him, they want to take him and throw him off a cliff. Now, this isn't one of those gospel stories we talk about a lot. That's a great reminder. Part of love is truth. To love someone means you're going to speak truth to them, hard truth to them, truth they might not want to hear. And that's okay. It's really okay. Do you love the people in your life enough, well enough, to speak truth, even if they don't want to hear it, in a loving way, in a kind way? But do you love them enough to speak hard truths? To your friends who make bad decisions maybe, do you love them enough to call them out? Well, I don't want to be holier than thou, I want to be self-righteous. Then that ain't love. Do you love them enough to put yourself out? Do you love them enough to reach out? Do you love them enough to speak hard truths? Because you care more about their soul than being liked. My brothers and my sisters, look around your life this week. Ask yourself, where do I sacrifice for other people? Where do I go out of my way for other people? How do I think about myself more often than other people? Discern that. Look around your life. Look for areas that you can love better, that you can love more, that you can love others. And you will have fulfilled the mission that St. Paul puts forward, the challenge he puts forward in this week's readings. God bless you.